Integrating with Coralogix is the very first stage when getting your data into the Coralogix environment so that you can build out your observability needs and make sure they give you a deep understanding of what's happening in your elemental infrastructure. We can see here that I have the AWS MediaTailor logs via CloudWatch integration. I arrived here by going to Dataflow, Integrations, and then searching for it. Now, I'm only going to show this example because it extrapolates nicely across many of the others. The way we capture data from CloudWatch is very straightforward. We deploy a Lambda function into your environment using a CloudFormation stack, all orchestrated via this UI, and we'll go through that now. It's the same for any logs, actually. What we've done is we've pre-populated it for MediaTailor, just to give you an idea of what that looks like. I've selected Add New, and you'll see some fields that need to be put in. So we've got, for example, integration name, CloudWatch. We can change that to whatever we like. I'll change it to CloudWatch MT for MediaTailor. Next, I have to generate an API key. Simple to do. Just create a new API key. It's already preset with the send data role. That's all you need for this use case. The permissions model gets much more complicated and much more interesting as time goes on, but we can gloss over that for now. We can explore just the send data role for the time being. We'll call a key something like MediaTailor. When I create this, what it will do is it will give me the MediaTailor key here. I can copy this. Done, it's automatically populated. Now you can see here I have an application name and a subsystem name. The application name is defaulting to AWS. The subsystem name I can call whatever I want. For example, MediaTailor. Now, this is customized because you can see we have MediaTailor add decision server interactions and MediaTailor transcode service. There are other MediaTailor logs, but these are the bare basics to get many of the Coralogix features working. Now, if you wanted to add them in, it's a simple case of going, looking at your log groups, and adding them into this. If I have a log group called Chris, I have now added that into the integration. The Lambda function will now subscribe to it and send those logs to Coralogix. So it's that simple. And this is just a predefined example to make your life easy. One thing to note here is the AWS region. You have to make sure that you pick the same region in which your infrastructure is deployed. So please make sure you select that wisely. You can also configure your Lambda function for memory and log level. You can look at how long the actual logs that come out of the Lambda function are retained. I won't get too much into those now because they do not pertain to actually monitoring the specific elemental use case, but that's something you should keep in mind when you're implementing these details. So when I hit next, what happens is it gives me this lovely preview of the CloudFormation stack. And when I hit create CloudFormation, it will show me a preview of the infrastructure that's going to be deployed and indeed deploy it. And once it's deployed, you simply wait a few moments and your logs will begin flowing in very seamlessly, very simply. So this integration is just one of many. And as time goes on, as greater integration points come out of the Amazon Web Services elemental stack, we will integrate with those as well to make sure that everything you do is orchestrated via a user interface like this. So very, very brief summary of what we've discussed. You input your integration details, you can generate an API key, set a custom subsystem name, which I would definitely recommend, by the way. It's extremely important that you have a good subsystem name because it aids the filtering later on. You can customize the Lambda function that's deployed, and indeed you can see how this impacts the CloudFormation stack that gets created. And once you've created the CloudFormation stack, that's it, your data will begin flowing into the Coralogix environment. So now we've looked at that, let's look at what we can do with the data once we have it.